Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a very special one because we are celebrating. We hit 50 subscribers. I think it's actually like 53 now, which is very, very exciting. One of my goals for the fall was to hit 50 subscribers, and we've already done that. And to celebrate, I actually made a reading tag for us to be able to do. So I am somebody who got onto BookTube at a very young age, and I was, a teenager. I was somewhere in high school when book tags started to become a really popular thing, and I don't see booktubers doing them very much anymore, and I realized I missed them. So I thought a good way to celebrate having 50 subscribers or over 50 subscribers would be to create a new book tag to be able to do. And this one is going to be an interesting one. I have titled it the Hyper-Specific Book Tag. So let's get into it. So I've got about 10 prompts here. The first one is a book with a main character you shouldn't relate to, but you do. Now, I had quite a few characters in mind as I was writing that. I thought it would be harder, but then I was just like, I read a lot of books where I feel like I shouldn't relate to the main character, but here I am relating to him. But I went with my more recent favorite read, and I picked Circe. And I feel like Circe is oddly a relatable character. Obviously, she shouldn't be. She's not mortal. She is this Titan goddess figure. And the stuff that she's been through is insane. Like, her life is so long. She's been through so much tragedy. She's been through things that are just otherworldly. But there's just something so oddly relatable about her with the way that she has to navigate her world, her loneliness, and just finding who she is. I think it's oddly relatable, and it's such a great book in general. I highly recommend everybody to read Circe by Madeline Miller. It's sincerely one of my favorite books of all time, and it's another reason I love Epic the Musical, because it got me to pick it up. But for the first question, Circe. Prompt number 2 is a book that is darker than the night. Now, this could be that it has a dark plot or that it has just a dark cover. And I picked a book, and I have a lot of books I could pick from just cover-wise, because I have a shelf dedicated to like my dark colored books. But I picked a book that I've not read yet, but I do think the cover is quite dark, and I do believe it's dark academia, and I think it counts as a dark romance, at least the blurb does, so I think it fits this prompt really well. And it is Gothicana by Runix. I'm not sure how to say the author name, and I feel really bad about it. But like, the whole dust jacket is dark. It's dark black. It's got these dark purple, edges. The inside's dark purple and black. And then the actual book itself is black and gold. So I feel like this one fits the prompt really well. I know very little about this story other than it's like a professor and his student that are working together to solve the mysteries of this dark, spooky campus, and that's about it. But it sounds like it will be my thing, and I'm planning on reading it pretty soon, actually. Number 3, a book that you could twirl your hair to while you read it. Interpret this as you may. I chose Love on Paper by Danielle Parker. I believe this is this author's second book, but the first book that I've picked up by her. This was a Mother's Day gift. My 5-year-old, 4 at the time, gave this to me. She picked it out for me, said it was a mom book because it had a typewriter, it had books on it, and it didn't have pictures, just everything that she needed to know that it was a mom book. And it ended up being an actual mom book. It focuses on this girl who is a writer, and she's going away on this retreat. She has a very strained relationship with her mother, and she meets this boy who's supposed to be like her enemy. The families don't get along, and it's them teaming up to solve this mystery of this author that had passed away on the campus. She left clues to this novel that nobody knows anything about. So they're trying to find it together, and it's also her working through her relationship with her mother. Lots of generational healing, and it's really cute. It is a YA, and it does read like a YA. But I absolutely loved it, especially since my daughter gave it to me. And it just made me feel like a teenager again. I felt like I could twirl my hair the whole time while I was reading this. It is such good vibes. I recommend this for the spring. Definitely. It's a really, really good book. Number 4 is a book that feels like your favorite season. So if fall, spring, summer, winter, get more specific with it. My favorite season is fall, and I also really love spooky season. I love October. I love Halloween. And again, I just love fall. I love going outside, the crisp air, whenever it finally cools off. It's wonderful. And a book that makes me feel like it's just fall as soon as I start reading it as The Contortionist by Catherine Ann Kingsley, but really the whole series, I think there's 5 books in the Harrowfare series. They all give you that fall feel. They're all kind of spooky. They all have this cool type of setting. It feels cold and wonderful, but there's also an odd warmth that comes from the family within the book. I've read all these on my Kindle, and now I'm collecting the physicals because I loved these books so much. It is about a woman named Cora, and life's not really going her way, and there's this random circus that pops up in her town, and she goes there, and the people there are kind of acting strange. They know a lot of information about her that they shouldn't know, and she keeps trying to justify them knowing all of this. But the deeper and deeper she goes into this mystery, and the more time she spends in the circus, the more she realizes this isn't a normal circus, and she ends up kind of being made to join this man-eating murder circus. And it's so great. This is a villain romance, so the main guy is a villain. Keep that in mind when you read this. A lot of people seem to forget that when they go into these. Check and make sure it's a book you actually want to read. I personally adored it, and I think it feels like fall to me. Okay, prompt number 5. Halfway through now, guys. Book prompt number 5 is a book with a cover you mildly tolerate. So it's not one you outright hate and you don't outright love it. It's just kind of okay, or you kind of wish it was different, but like it's fine. For me, I chose Beautiful Bastard by Christina Lauren. I still haven't read this book. I want to. I've heard that it's pretty good. It's very popular. I've never read a Christina Lauren book, and everybody seems to start here, so I thought I would. This cover's fine. It's not anything to write home about. I don't personally love it. The guy's face that we see from here reminds me of the guy who played Sabretooth in like the X-Men movies. Think like the one who played him in like Wolverine Origins. And like that's fine. But I know this has nothing to do with X-Men. So I just kind of mildly tolerate it. 6, and that is a book you would give the award of greatest book cover of any book you read this year to. And I think I would easily give that to Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova. Now, I want to do a review of this book because I have such conflicting things, and the online reviews are so conflicting, and after reading it, I see why. But say what you will about the plot, this book is gorgeous. I loved the old paperback they had for it too, and I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't buy it before the deluxe editions come out because now I can't find them anywhere, and I don't love the deluxe editions of them, how they look. But this one, specifically, the hardcover and the old paperback, you just can't beat them because look, that's the front of the book. That's the back of the book. And you're not even ready. This is the book without the dust jacket. Like, it's gorgeous. And there's art on the inside, like this. Every chapter has got the character art next to it, and I love it. It's gorgeous. Prompt number 7 is a book that could give you a toothache. Translate this how you will, or interpret this how you will. Not translate. Interpret this how you will. I'm going with a book that was just overly sweet, and I am picking My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This was one of my favorite Halloween reads last year. It's not scary, it's not spooky, it's more like a contemporary romance but with a slight paranormal twist. It is about this girl, Cassie, who is kind of down on her luck and she needs a new place to live that's cheap, and she finds an ad for the suspiciously cheap room that she can rent out, and she can share the apartment with this man who's hardly ever there. She's hardly gonna see him, named Frederick. And Frederick is a vampire, but she doesn't know that, and he just woke up from a very, very long kind of vampire coma that his friend put him in. Hard to explain. But he doesn't know anything about the modern world, and he starts to kind of befriend Cassie, and they grow closer and closer and end up falling in love. It's so cute. Frederick is one of my favorite book guys ever. He's such a sweet, cute little cinnamon roll. He's so into her. He's so old-fashioned because he's a vampire. And it's just really funny seeing his old-fashioned ways in the new world and him trying to adapt and become more modern, especially as he's falling in love with this girl who lives in the modern world. And he's a bit of a damsel in distress too. And I just, I love him. I love this book. It's so stinking cute. It's so sweet. It would give you a toothache, I believe. For the next prompt, which is prompt number 8, it is a book with a villain you would like to duel with. Now, I'm going to bend it a little bit and say that this person isn't really a villain, but in this particular installment of the series, they kind of sort of are. So I'm gonna count it, and I'm going to choose Cardan from The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Now, I actually wasn't a huge fan of The Cruel Prince. I liked it. It was good, and it was good enough to make me read The Wicked King. But The Wicked King was, oh my god, amazing. And it made me fall in love with Cardan so much because in this book, I didn't really like him. And I was like, I chose him from this one because he gets on my nerves. And I'm like, I want to duel him just to get him to shut up. But if we're going with Cardan from The Wicked King and how he really is, and I guess I would still like to duel him because I feel like he might end up being nice to me. I don't know. Maybe not be as cruel. But in this book specifically, I want to duel him because I need to he gets on my nerves, right. You know? The 9th prompt here is a book that you almost sacrificed your TBR for. So you almost done away with it. Now, if you know me, I don't always stick to my TBRs. I make them every season and sometimes every month, but I don't always stick with them. I'm a bit of a mood reader, but I've been determined to at least stick to fall books this season, and I almost sacrificed that plan entirely for this book, and it is The Entanglement of Rival Wizards by Sarah Rashk. I'm not really sure how to say the last name. I'm really sorry, but I don't know. It seems like a book that would be right up my alley. It is described as Dungeons & Dragons meets Allie Hazelwood, and I love that. It's about these 2 wizards. I believe one's human and one's a half-elf, and they're in this school, and they're both trying to get the same, I think it's the same grant, and they have to compete to get it, but they're also kind of forced to work together, and it's about them falling in love. And I don't know, it just seems like such a fun, cozy time, and it's so cute. Look at the edges, look at that cover. They're so cute. I don't know, it's probably his hair, but he kind of reminds me of Baz from Carry On. I think this would be such a fun read. I love a good, just easy fantasy. As much as I love my high fantasy and my high stakes, I love a good cozy fantasy, and I think that that's what this is giving. So yeah, I almost sacrificed my entire fall TBR in my plan so I could read this book as soon as it got here, but I'm determined to wait. This might hit my winter one, but I probably should save it for spring. The last prompt in this tag, prompt number 10, a book that you think would taste amazing if it were a food. And I'm going to go with an obvious one on my shelf, and I'm going to pick Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I love this book. The whole time you read it, you can almost smell the coffee. You can taste it. It tastes I feel like it would taste like cinnamon. I felt like I was just tasting that the whole time I was reading this book. I craved cinnamon rolls and lattes and all kinds of pastries. So I feel like if this book were a food, it would be some type of pastry that could go along with a latte, and it would just be so sweet and cinnamony and just so great and good. I mean, look at that cover. The food on the cover also just looks so amazing. But yeah, this book is another cozy fantasy. I told you I love a good cozy fantasy. I read this one this year. It was a Christmas gift last year from my wonderful, wonderful fiance, and he actually got me the prequel, Bookshops and Bone Dust, as well, which I'm going to be reading this season. That's going to be one of my November reads. But it's about this orc who opens a coffee shop. If you love D&D and D&D world settings, I think this book is for you, especially if you like a very low stake book. Nothing happens in this book. Some things happen obviously, but it's mainly just these characters building their own little found family, becoming friends, building this shop, and it's so cute and heartwarming and such a fun time, and it's a much needed break from some of the books that I read. I read a lot of heavier books, and I feel like this one just is so good for the soul, and I feel like it fits this prompt perfectly. Again, I feel like it's the obvious one, but if it were food, it would taste delicious. All right, and that's the end of the video. That is the end of this tag. I don't know anybody personally who does any type of online book content, so I don't have anybody specific to tag. So instead, I'm going to tag every single person who wants to do this. So anybody and everybody who'd like to do this tag, you are tagged to do so. And if you end up doing it, please let me know about it. Either tag me in the video or comment about it down below so I can find it. I think that would be so fun. Genuinely, thank you for the 50 something subscribers I have now. It's such a blessing and it's so exciting. I know it sounds so silly. I'm so small compared to other creators, but I did not think that this channel was going to get any type of new subscribers when I brought it back. And I've almost doubled my subscribers that I had back when I first started this channel. And it just means the world to me. I do feel like I need to set a new goal now that my other one's been met. So I think maybe the new goal will be, let's set for 60 subscribers maybe by the end of winter. That'd be pretty cool. And I will be doing another big milestone celebration, maybe a new tag, once we hit the 100 subscriber mark. I think that'd be fun. Do it at every big milestone, like 50 and 100, and keep going until I've hit a limit, I guess. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and again, let me know if you want to do this tag. I'd love to watch your videos on it. I hope you have a spectacular rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.